Welcome to the second Asteria podcast, where we're going to take you into the Bibliothèque nationale de France in Paris.
One of our great dreams in coming to Europe was to see the manuscripts, the original books that the music we sing was written in. We don't have the good fortune to have all of the music written down, but there are some truly exquisite books. One of these manuscripts, and the one that we have really fallen in love with, is the Chansonnier Cordiforme. It is a beautiful manuscript in the shape of a heart covered in red velvet with exquisite illuminations and beautiful music inside. So we put it on the cover of our first album, and we even made a copy of our own. We were so fortunate to find the true dimensions of the book online, and were able to copy the exact shape and dimensions. You can see that it starts out as a single heart and opens to a double heart. We use this during our performances to help show what it might have felt like to live then and handle such a book. But I have to say, I never really dreamed that I would get to handle the real thing.
So, without further ado, let's go to Paris and see if we can get into the Bibliothèque nationale to see the real Cordiforme. Here we are with our good friend Alan Masick, who has accompanied us to Paris, where in about an hour we have an appointment with Pierrette at Bibliothèque nationale, who will escort us in to see the Cordiforme manuscript.
Ooh. Wow, look at the architecture. Every street, every nook and cranny has some extraordinary carving and just blows your mind.
Paris is just crammed with antiquities. Here's the Sainte-Chapelle, where we also hope to be singing someday.
Oh, look, there's the Paris Opera House. Oh, Eric, hang on. I'm just going to run in and chat with the Phantom. I think he's waiting for me at the Angel.
And so we're going across the bridge. Ooh. Ooh.
Ah. Oh, here's Les Invalides. The sun is extraordinary gleaming off that golden dome.
And we're coming down the hill now, and we should be approaching right around the next corner.
The Bibliothèque nationale. Looking very modest amidst all this architecture. You know, I bet the people passing these gates have no idea what lies behind them in this wonderful building.
When we arrived at our destination, after 2 or 3 different hidden spiral staircases and going through a variety of checkpoints, we arrived in a large wooden room, and we were greeted by Marie-Thérèse and Marianne, 2 of the curators at the Bibliothèque nationale. And clearly they knew we were coming because they had a number of manuscripts opened up for us. And these manuscripts were sitting on a bed of, what was that? Silk?
Red silk.
Red silk.
Beautiful.
And they knew we were interested in hearts. So, of course, they had heart books primarily opened up, including the one we were looking at. So, this is an image of it. Marie-Thérèse is actually went through every single page, one by one.
Every page. Ah.
And we were struck by a number of things.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, the vellum was so white. In none of the online images did I ever pick up on that it was a brilliant white, and the illuminations were glorious colors. They looked as if they'd been painted yesterday. They were so... The jewel tones of those inks was amazing.
And there were a couple of things that Sylvia noticed in particular. One of those is that, of course, the vellum is largely see-through. It's animal skin. And so there's a phenomenon that exists when you look at early manuscripts in that the ink from the preceding page shines through from the recto to the verso and vice versa. And we didn't see that happening on the Cordiforme manuscript, and so we looked at it a little closer, and it turned out that they had on each page made mirror images of all of the border decorations on each side, so that the colors complemented each other. In other words, the light coming through from the other side only intensified the colors on the side of the other
right.
the other page. It's hard to describe.
Each page had the same figure on each side of the sheet, so that the white stayed white and the colors were even brighter. So each image was repeated twice.
And as you can see here, this is our feeble copy with the original. The original's pages are much, much wider. The colors are much more vibrant. You can't see that as well here. But we did have the size exactly right.
Yes.
And it was pretty startling when we brought ours out. And and Marianne and Marie-Thérèse were just laughing when they saw it.
Bless the internet.
Exactly.
For having the dimensions.
And so then Marie-Thérèse asked Sylvie if she wanted to hold it.
Wow. That was a moment I will never forget. It was, it's a dream come true.
And these manuscripts, I mean, it's amazing that they've stayed around. So many were lost. And yet the ones that have and are in such good condition like this one it's just stunning. These couple of images that we have can't really describe it. But let's show them a little bit of what's inside the book. So here's some detailed views.
And you can see the illuminations on the sides with my favorite, the snail.
And you can see, among other things, that these books were meant to be real objets d'art in and of themselves. They're not, the point of a chansonnier like the Cordiforme is not just to convey the music, it's to create a treasure. And certainly that's backed up also by the extraordinary miniatures that you find, not just the margin drawings, but these images that show nobles at court. You see incredible detail, like what are they wearing, what colors do they like, what do they have on the walls.
Yeah, when we were setting up our set, we were looking for tapestries, and we thought, well, we'd better go back and take a look at some of the older art. But we never expected to find in the miniatures and the tiny drawings, there, sure enough, on the walls, every wall has a tapestry, and you can even see some of the patterns in the tapestry. And
so here you have also some of the imagery that exists in the songs, and certainly in the poetry of the period. You have Fortune with her wheel, and it's really fantastic.
Yeah, these symbols are in the lyrics, they're in the art, and they really were a part of the thinking of the day, and it's so fascinating to find them come up everywhere.
Before we left, we actually got the opportunity to play the title song from our first CD, Le Souvenir de vous me tue, which comes from the Chansonnier Cordiforme in the presence of the manuscript and of the curators who enabled us to have this incredible adventure at the Bibliothèque.
What an experience to bring that beautiful music from those pages to life right there in the space.
Well, our fire is almost out, and we have to go rest up for the next leg of our adventure when we go to Dijon in the heart of French Burgundy.
We will see you there.